Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening to this, to Diary of a Disabled. Today is just going over my itinerary. That's my list of things to accomplish over this weekend. It has decent weather. I actually had to use my blackout curtains in order to get the lighting just right without the shadows overpowering everything with the angle, things I think about with my when I do my videos. Oh, take a deep breath. So much to do. Stormi marked me up in the process. She got really excited. My parents finally got up, so now, because she waits at my bedroom door and then at their bedroom door, waiting for them to come out in the morning so she can greet them and be like, play with me, and shove a toy, most likely a ball in their hand or mouth, or like she's aggressive about her playing. Which reminds me, as part of my list of things to do because the weather is good, I need to get her to the park and play for like an hour and train walk. It's a great place to take her to the regular park and not the dog park because it's people I'm trying to get her to ignore. It's other animals, it's everything, and also getting her to listen to my command the first or second go around. Well, first, but getting her to listen and be less reactive to other animals, people, and things around us. Sometimes she is in the zone, and then all of a sudden she like gets jump startled because she's like not paying attention to something else fully, and like it catches her eye or something, and she's jumpy. It's funny. Uh, but I'm trying to like really help her out and train her to be a good service dog. And I need to get her into regular obedience training class. My schedule just does not allow that right now. I have so much to do in preparation for my May birthday trip and finances and things I need to deal with. Paperwork wise, I have so much to file still. I'm like still so behind. I took a break for that because of all my I counted it out 16 doctor appointments in 11 days. It was freaking crazy. And only 4 days off in between all of those 16 appointments. It was just. Thank goodness all of those are over with. Thank goodness they're all over with. So, anyway, on my list of things to do, like the regular upkeep of my chores. Like I have to like almost every weekend, and it's exhausting. It's like this weekend I need to rest. I've been busy all week with appointments that I can't get any chores done all week because I'm like out of spoons and energy by the time I get home, and I'm just like I'm worth nothing. I'm worth nothing when I'm running errands or outside the house. I'm really going to focus on my breathing today as I move through my challenging errand list of a lot. And I know I'm not going to get it all accomplished today. My goal is to get as much accomplished as possible, but also not burn out in the same part of the process. Hard to do. So I have to plan accordingly, and I have to jump around from task to task with my ADHD, which I take ADHD meds to help me get motivated and focused to start to do those things. And now it has kicked in, and I am now motivated and energized to go do that. But now I'm in extreme pain. And I haven't even started my tasks. And my pain is also logging as my pain journal. It's all across here and up here. So my pain is in some very vital parts of the body of doing anything. I am to really kind of avoid repetitive motion of the same thing over and over again, which takes a lot of repetitive motion to finish detailing my vehicle. I also need to get certain things soaking and like just, cleanse, soap and water, cleanser, uh, things to help clean my pieces to my vehicle that I took apart. There's just like little plastic pieces all over that I detach, and I'm going deep. I want my vehicle clean as F for my road trip, And just me knowing how clean it is, it just makes me feel so much more like comfortable. I like comfort and clean, and that thing is dirty as F. My FJ hasn't been cleaned or detailed since like December. It hasn't been really deep cleaned. Even in December, it wasn't deep cleaned. I like to try and do it at least 6 months, every 6 months, but realistically, it's like 1 to 2 years that I ever get like really deep cleaning done in the FJ, and I don't think I've ever gone this deep before. But I want my trip to have, it's going to be special, and I'm excited to go on my solo journey to the desert to party under the electric sky with electronic dance music, and I can just enjoy the arts and crafts that are going to be offered in Camp EDC during the daytime. I'm going to have to pace myself with my energy, but that's why I'm bringing my trailer. That way I can go lay down. I have a purple mattress that takes up the entire floor of my trailer that I'm hauling to EDC this year. I spent a lot of money on this trip. I am not canceling. I still have my outfits to put together. I'm going to do an outfit reveal. So look forward to seeing EDC outfit reveal. I haven't quite pieced it all together. I am now accessorizing, and I already have accessories in my storage unit, which is part of my whole spring deep cleaning that I need to do throughout my entire, pretty much every part of my life right now, with my laundry, my finances, my because I have too many clothes. I don't have storage options being and renting a room from my parents. And as you see, I have lots of beads. This is my ADHD special interest focus hobby that I am going to eventually try to sell. And there is a potential, which I forgot to get the freaking application in. I don't know if it's too late. I have to contact my friend. I totally forgot about that. I'll write this down on my list. That's not the right one. Other things falling. Let's use this guy. This is going to be my new task thing. Booth with Jennifer. Sell bracelets. Question mark. And then also the deposit for that. Oh, and then also concert ticket, follow through with Jennifer F. Jennifer L for the first one, Jennifer F for the second one, for I think it's the August concert. Okay. Just some other logistics I almost didn't calculate for my finances. I'm also ordering all of my, I'm going to stop writing for a minute because the other stuff I already know for sure. Ordering my medication. I have compounded medication that I pay out of pocket for. It's like a couple $100. I got to make sure to include that. I also have to get an oil change. And potentially pay for an extra service, which is going to be another like $300 to $400 out of my pocket. And then I'm also other extenuating circumstances. I need to renew my driver's license. And I want a new damn picture. So I'm going to have to do myself all up and look all nice, because I have a collection of all my driver's licenses. I keep them just so I can see how I changed throughout the years. I started that hoarding collection. I don't know. It's anything photography. I'm a big photography nerd, which reminds me, I need to find my camera. So that needs to go on this list for sure. Find camera, trailer, or storage. Order. Okay, so I just ordered all my vitamins and supplements. There's one item on my list that I was like, I really struggled with. But I did just do a financial thing, and it's like always pay yourself first, and that is supposed to be for savings, not spending. Um, but I learned how to. I kind of budget backwards with my dyslexia. I really do. But I really struggled with buying a new controller. But since I've been going back to my Xbox since my PlayStation 5 controller, I just bought the PlayStation 5 in November. I'm getting a stick drift on my freaking stick, and it's controlling my aim and my movement, and it's really messing up my game, and it's pissing me off. I can't. And then I went back to the Xbox, and I've been having so much problems with my carpal tunnel. Oh, with my carpal tunnel, I have my ganglion cyst coming back. Um, I really don't think I can be playing Xbox anymore. I think I gotta switch over to PlayStation for sure. After a while, everything got fine after the repetitive use with the Xbox. Like, I remember going through this once already with Xbox a long time ago when I put in long gaming sessions. Well, I mean, I don't put as many long hours in these days, especially as the weather gets better. I love to do more stuff outdoors and get things done as I'm more motivated because the cold keeps me in more pain. And the warmer I get, the more relaxed my muscles are, but also the more dislocations I have. So, as a catch 22 with my EDS. Um, so, with taking that at face value, I'm like very motivated because the weather's now going to be in the 60s, I think, today, and that's just perfect enough where I'm going to get sweaty because I'm going to be outside. I'm going to take Stormi. I want to take her to the park for an hour. The energy I don't think I'll have until tomorrow to do my bedding and to giving her a bath because I like to do that simultaneously. Uh, that way everything is clean at once. And then I also like to vacuum and put the Roomba in the room, get all the dog fur up. And I like to do that every weekend. I like to have a routine with that. I also like to vacuum the house and clean up after my dog throughout my parents' house, especially all the common areas. The only place I really don't do much in is the kitchen. Like the kitchen, I don't do much. I change the trash out for them, and I do the dishes every once in a while. And every once in a while, I'll volunteer to cook, but I usually don't have the energy to do all that because I can't even keep up on my own stuff and my chores. And so, especially when I have these other long term things to deal with and trying to remember to get all that accomplished and budget for. So I need to find my camera in storage. That is something I haven't thought about in a little bit. And also find my EDC accessories. Because I have some allocated spaces in my bedroom right now to get all my stuff prepared for EDC. So I have all my outfit stuff together, have everything washed, cleaned, ready to go. So then all I have to do is pack it when the time comes. I just bought a whole bunch of glue because I'm making a pashima. I've never done stuff with fabric besides hummock back in middle school. I'm not a sewer. I've never really done the sewing machine thing because also my mom was a seamstress and she has an industrial strength sewing machine, which she still uses to this day to help hem people's jeans and work clothes and stuff, mainly my family's. um, uh, but she really can't help me with the fragility of the material that I'm using. And so, maybe it's a skill that I might end up enjoying picking up at some point. Maybe I just, I have so many other things I got to deal with. Like, I got to also get my disability placard for disability parking. That has to be renewed at the DMV. So DMV is on my list. I wanted to do it and my oil change on yesterday. I couldn't get that stuff done. I was exhausted by the time I left Walmart, and I had to put everything away. I was useless by the time I got home, and all I did was my Cairo and shopping yesterday. And knowing I have to do some driving on Monday, not much, but I also have an interview on the phone, which I'm excited to do with Novartis pharmaceuticals, and that is also why I need to spend time doing paperwork this weekend so I can write my story to fight the DMV, to talk about how things happened with my timeline of like my symptoms, like when and how they progressed, and how they are at this point. From the very beginning to now, and it's a lot of PTSD I've dealt with and been trying to go through, and part of doing my paperwork brings out the PTSD. So I've been very moody lately, to say the least, with all the appointments and the lack of self-care time that I've been needing to do. And I consider the paperwork my self-care time, because it's really taking care of what I need to do to really feel less anxious and just less, like, I don't know, on edge. I want to get this stuff done and over with, but I'm a procrastinator. I'm the biggest procrastinator when it comes to like things that are my PTSD triggers. I will face them and I will go through them and I will feel my feelings when I have those triggers. But of course I want to avoid that like the plague. Unless I really have to. I'm in a great mood, and so I feel like I have enough of my own barriers that I can actually like pull my feelings aside and just be able to deal with it today, because I have a better mental capacity for it, because I'm not to the point of burnout in the middle of the day yet. I will get to that point though at some point. And I never know at what point it will hit, because it will also depend on my hydration factor, my eating factor, my rest in between tasks factor, my realigning my spine on my foam roller factor. Doing that, making sure I make time for that. Make time for me to do my sinus rinse. I hate my medication routine in the morning. It's so extensive with my freaking vitamins. All the vitamins I take, because I can't eat that many foods. And I really eat a lot of the same food every damn day. Right now I'm on an oatmeal phase. I love my oatmeal. It has a lot of fiber. I need to have lots of fiber, according to my gastro doc. So I'm like, I will eat the crap out of some freaking oatmeal, and I will get sick at it at some point. I also am on a tropical canned fruit dole thing right now. I love that as a little sweet treat for myself, instead of straight up just consuming bad processed sugar and artificial dyes and corn syrup and all that stuff. It really adds to this inflammation, which I have today, because I gorged on some of that stuff that I just mentioned. I see direct results of what happens, of what I put in my mouth. I see it almost immediately, and I feel it. Why do I continuously do this to myself? It's a little bit of stress. It's not good stress, though. It's not good to be consuming sugar, especially with all my autoimmune problems right now. And I'm easily flared. Like, my face is so flared. It's also because I've been on pain meds for a while. My body just does not like all the extra meds. It doesn't. And I'm trying to detox and get them all out of my system. And it just takes time. And me adding to the inflammation of sugar and dairy is not helpful. So I'm doing this as a reminder to myself. Stop doing it. I'm trying to be accountable to myself by putting it out there. I'm also manifesting positivity, because I'm going to get some stuff done today before I burn out. First thing I'm going to do is a shower, though, and I'm so scared, because that might even put me at burnout. And then I'm going to be depressed, because I'm going to be like, I'm burnt out and I can't do anything the rest of the day, and I want to do all these things, and the least I can do is, gosh, like, I want to shower so bad, like right now. I feel gross, but I feel I'm so scared that I'm going to have to take one of my anxiety meds today, I think, to help with this inflammation. And I just hate that it's my last one. I had a very, very anxiety stress-ridden last couple of weeks, is all I can say. And I know when I can get them filled. So I'm wary. I don't want to take my last one as my safety net, but I think I'd rather get stuff done today. And if that means I take that and it just slows the detox a tad longer, that so be it. I mean, this is just what I'm going to have to do. these are the types of hard decisions to make when, you know, I know my body and I know what it needs. And sometimes, yeah, I'm a little excessive. I admit it. I bet my body becomes dependent very fast, faster than the norm because of the types of enzymes it does and does not have, and because of my gastrointestinal tract being so screwed up. Like, I really don't have that many gastrointestinal symptoms anymore. Like, I had no idea I had esophagitis, inflamed esophagus. I had no idea. Uh, but it explains things, I guess. But I still don't know why it's inflamed. I may be eating too many of my mast cell triggers. Maybe it's the sugar. Maybe it's the dairy. These are the things I have to think about. I'm like, I don't know what it could be, but I have to get to the bottom of it because I'm tired of feeling this way because I'm not getting very functional being that way. Every little bit matters to me. My body is overreactive and it's underreactive. But things escalate very quickly in it. And so it's finding that right balance of down, not too down, and not too stimulated. It is so hard to balance this and timing of the medication so I don't take too much of this. Like, I can't take the anxiety med at the same time with the pain med, and I can't take that around the same time of the there's something else, brain fog, brain fart. um I have to take them at varying times. I can't take them close together. Oh, and the Adderall, yeah, the Adderall. So I took the Adderall first, and then I had to wait for that to kick in, and then I took my pain medication, and now that has kicked in. So now it's time to take the anxiety med to help calm my anxiety about the shower and if I'm going to be able to get through these tasks because I've already got inflammation and edema and swelling in my face. This is what it's like to have a disabled life with invisible chronic illness. These are the decisions I have to make on a daily basis. And I also have to try not to abuse these medications because of being a danger to myself. But I do have Narcan on me, and I really got to make sure my parents know how to use that. It's a conversation that we've had before, but we really haven't gotten the proper training on. So I think they at least know enough that sometimes it takes two, and I have to go to the ER. So I do have that on hand because I want to be safe, because I am not trying to be abusive, and I want to take my medication as directed. And I really do take it as directed. I don't take any of this stuff at the same time. I have to space it out without, once one kicks in, then the other, and then the other. And then it's usually just the right amount of balance, and then I can be functional, I can get some things done. And I'm not, anxious about, that pop that I just had, or what spasm is going to come after that pop, what nerve pain is going to start happening. I've been having increased neuropathy. I'm having sciatica problems now, whereas I'd never had the sciatica like this. I had it, but it wasn't this intense, and it's just progressing. I'm pretty sure it's because of that bulging disc. It's new, and my body is trying to adjust to it, and it's not adjusting very well. My neck adjusted a long time ago, but now that junction in between, because I have a bulging disc in my middle thoracic too. So now I have two areas of trying to compensate for each other. And my old injuries are kind of like, what the F are you doing? And so the new injuries are just being really hard to control the pain. And I get anxious about that pain. And I get scared because I just don't want that pain to come back as bad as it's been. It gets scary, man. It just gets scary. It's just, it changes a person's brain, chemicals in their brain. Same with taking the medication, though, too. I feel like I'm a little emotional about that there still. It's a hard balance to have, guys. I wouldn't wish chronic illness on anybody. And I'm just having a moment, feeling my feelings I didn't think I had at the moment. These new injuries are still affecting me. I'm trying to accept that this is my new normal. And I need to learn how to manage my pain from my new injuries. Somebody with EDS, it takes a lot longer though. And I really think I'm going to need surgical intervention. But I'm not. I just got a letter today also stating that my doctor wants me to go. I just got a letter that my doctor wants. This letter is to inform you that your provider has recommended to receive physical therapy. At this time, we are unable to schedule patients in a timely manner due to the growing need in our community. At this time, we are creating a wait list for patients who would like to schedule physical therapy with my health place. If you would like to be added to this wait list, or if you have any questions, please contact us. The following clinics have multiple locations to choose from. Please check the websites for more locations and phone numbers. And these are both at least a half-hour drive to get to. So that's an hour out of every day. Because realistically, I need to go every single day to physical therapy. How are they going to treat somebody with EDS? I have to go and pick PT wisely. I can't go to just any PT place that's going to assign exercises. I have to go to an EDS friendly one because I can be injured worse if not done right and in the proper order. And so it's a little triggering with my PTSD because I've gone through this so many times. Being put on wait lists, there's nowhere I can go. They don't have the capacity. I can't get the treatment I need because the place that does have the time and the capacity and the schedule and the people that are EDS aware, my insurance dropped. And so I'm trying to find another route through my insurance. And there's just not, the options aren't really there, man. I'm afraid of being told there's just no time. And it just makes me feel hopeless because there's more and more people that have no space for me. Oh, I really had to blow my nose on that one. I'm not ever hopeless. I'm not really just hopeless. It's so disheartening to be told there's just no appointments available. And I've been through it so much with the VA, and now I'm experiencing it with the civilian sector, and I'm just like, so re-triggering. Because I've dealt with this before. And it's so hard to fight insurance for the right stuff. And I'm not trying to be fighting anything right now. I'm just trying to go with the flow. And I'm like, yes, it would be ideal to be off my pain meds. But I just don't know how I'm going to cope without them because I have no physical therapy in place that I need desperately and I want desperately. So I have to go after those recommendations by this doctor. So I need to put that on my list. It's part of my paperwork. I need to have a paperwork page. Northwest Rehab. And I'm going to have to call these places, and then I'm going to have to, it's going to take so much time, and by the time I do get anything set up, I'll be off my pain meds, and I'm going to be up a stick call. Let me get these numbers written down. But I have to figure this out. I saw a neurosurgeon, and I need to also write a letter to that neurosurgeon, which I already spoke about fighting the VA. So that's the letter I need to write. I'm just now repeating myself. I'm I'm triggered. I'm going to be taking that anxiety med. But I'm facing my fears too without it. I'm trying to learn to cope with my emotional dysregulation from being on the spectrum and my ADHD. It's hard to deal with those emotions. But it's doable. Just feel your feelings. But also that did help try and keep everything locked in place up here. Hopefully not in the bad spot. I need to not get so upset either, because it causes my mast cell issues to get worse and my swelling and inflammation to get worse. It's a lot to think about. I'm disabled for multiple reasons. But I'm positive I'm going to get through it. I've got through it before. I never got to the solution of ever getting PT five days a week, though. I feel like the only way I'm going to be able to get that kind of assistance is if I get a caretaker. I can't get it through the state. I make too much money. I'm not eligible for Medicaid, and that would have allotted me a caretaker. Well, now I have to go through other means, which I know the VA is some other means, but I also need to do my paperwork to allow United Healthcare to get the records from the VA. And I was in denial, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to allow that because there's so much crap in my record. United Healthcare don't need to know. But now that I'm going to have to start claiming that crap together, and I'm going to start, I need to switch my medication back to the VA. I can't afford all these other medication copays on top of, but I can't do that until I get my freaking immunoglobulin therapy through my commercial insurance, which I need to go do my paperwork and get online and follow through with copay assistance for my Hizentra assistance. And then I'm also now looking into IVIG therapy. Instead. So the copay assistance thing, I hope insurance will approve the IVIG. I think they won't, though, because I think they put it in their policy, and I actually read a little bit of the policy changes and the paperwork that they send out at the beginning of the year, which I really don't read much of. I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll figure it out as I go. That's one thing I did notice, was the IVIG. They don't want to approve, or there's not much of a good copay. I don't know if it just makes me mad that Hizentra themselves don't have a good copay program. I don't have commercial insurance, but those kind of people, they should be able to afford it. I don't know. That's probably a negative attitude to have. I don't know if they can afford anything or not. I don't know if anybody can afford anything in this economy, honestly, besides the rich people. And even they are shopping at budget deals because they want to stay rich. That's what the rich do to stay rich. They save money. Invest it. Which is another part of my paperwork thing. There's another thing I need to figure out, and that is call my friend that's doing financial stuff now. And I need to make a decision about my CD, because it is going to reach maturity again by this following weekend, and before it renews this next weekend. I have a decision to make on whether I want to change and put it into a different market account. So I am going to ask for some help on that, because I think that's exactly what he's going to be certified for really soon. So I have that kind of paperwork to do. I have a lot of paperwork to do. I have that whole pile still behind me, and this is getting done today. That's getting done. I'm organizing it. I'm filing it. I finally got all the files. I have no excuses. I have no anything in delay now. Besides, it's a sunny day, and I need to take the dog out and do that. But there's just so much stuff. I guess I really did need to cry about that. That's probably what I was really most upset about. A lot of the time I really just don't know what I'm upset about. And sometimes all it takes is just me talking on this video to figure it out. I didn't know I needed to feel those feelings. But my friends, I've already had 2 of my friends' phone calls, one from Vegas and one in Alabama. Thinking about calling my Minnesota friend. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weekend. I don't know what her schedule's like on the weekends. I think she does all kinds of other stuff, but she's been in a flare too. Poor lady. No one slays alone. No one slays alone. Sasshole. So, much love to you. I've been thinking about you. So if you end up watching this video, just know I thought about calling you, and I still may. I still may. And then you'll know, even if you watch this a week later, you'll be like, I remember that. So, anyways, I am going to get started on that paperwork. This is a lot longer than I thought. This is what Diary of Diary of a Disabled is like. I just, I never know how long this is going to be, what topics I'm going to cover. It makes it hard to limit my topics. I just need to do a pause. Yeah, I could do the editing, no problem. I don't want to. I'm lazy. I got too much other stuff to deal with. And I got to figure out my bills so I can plan accordingly to all of these financial obligations and things that I wanted to go through. See if I can put off paying some of them when I get my Social Security the second half of the month. I just got to make sure I time my payments, and yeah, I've got a lot of things to do, along with all my regular housework. And then my detailing of my vehicle, I need to finish detailing. I really need to get that done. Detail that. I have canning jars that my friend Mark gave me from a storage unit. They all need washed. I was going to go out there and do some dishes and try and load that up full of jars. So, dishes. I got chores to do. I got dog poop to go pick up too. Laundry to fold and put away and sort, because I need to get rid of some. But I also need to go to my storage unit and get stuff put in there. But I also need to go look in my storage unit and my trailer for certain items, so I need to set aside time for that. That's not a today thing. There's no way I'm going to get all this other stuff done either. I could probably do some of this stuff online for DMV, but I don't want to. I want to do that in person, and that's easy to do Monday through Friday. But, we'll see what appointments I have this week. It's going to be, it's less, but dang, it's going to get fast. Plus my mom's birthday is coming up, Mother's Day, my parents' anniversary. That's a lot. Well, I better get off here and get started on all this. Let's see how it goes. Keep smiling. Smiling is contagious. Feel your feelings. First and foremost, though, feel your feelings. I feel a lot better since I did. I'm not as anxious either. But I know I'm emotional today. I got some things going. I got a lot of stuff going through my mind with that paperwork, and I gotta think, and I have to type things up, and I need to write my story. I've been getting better at telling my stories on YouTube, but I need to actually finally face it and write it. So I'm going to do that. And then maybe I can actually tell my story that way on here too. So anyways, have a great weekend. If you're watching this on the weekend in real time, love you all. Have a great time. I'm going to live till I'm 100, no matter how bad this gets, I'm going to do all of my things that I say I do. I'm going to keep smiling. I'm going to keep living life. I'm not going to let my disabilities control and make me fear for my life all the time. They control it to an extent, but I just have to be mindful and care about this one body that I have. Self-care matters. It's important. And once I have all my crap together, I'm definitely going to be a lot more happier. And, you know, I'm still going to be feeling my feelings because that's what life is all about. Learning, growing, feeling your feelings, identifying what those feelings even mean. I mean, seriously, you need to identify what feelings mean to you and what feeling each sensation is. A lot of people, I don't know if you could really tell yourself what they are and where they're stemming from. It takes a lot of deep inner work to get through this stuff, but it's doable. And never give up. Love yourself, first and foremost. Peace out.